It's true that 99% of traders will actually lose money. And I have proof of this because my editor about a year ago came to me and said, hey, I'm not making money in the markets. What do I do? Today, I'm going to show you exactly what I showed him and why he is now incredibly profitable trading the markets. So here we are in TradingView, and today I'm going to be showing you guys the strategy from this bot, which is the Signaler bot. And this is exactly what I told my editor about a year ago, and now he is making ridiculous money simply by following the trades that this bot suggests. So let's just dive into this and talk about exactly what this bot is. For it to work though, you actually have to switch your candles to the Heikin Ashi type, right? And this is just going to allow you to understand the trend better and allow the indicator to work more effectively. And in fact, if we do look at the results of this indicator, you can see that it is ridiculous when it comes to profit from these trades. So let's just talk about how to actually take the trades and where you would put your take profits. So for the maximum amount of ROI here, guys, what you're going to want to do is wait for a signal to come through and then set a take profit at a resistance or a support. So if we were to cross over this line and get this short signal, we would actually want to be putting a take profit down at a recent resistance that we broke over. So we can see here that we do have a resistance roughly around this area here. So we are going to be wanting to put a take profit down there. As you can see here, we did actually hit that take profit a couple times. So if you were to get in here, then you would have actually made roughly around 13% on that trade. And that is actually just assuming you don't use leverage. If you were to use a 10x leverage here, you'd be talking about 130% from one trade. And then after you hit your take profit, obviously stop loss to entry or even just close the trade and you are good to go from that point. This is exactly how my editor and I actually make money in the markets using this simple but effective strategy. Now on the long side, you can see it's very, very similar, if not the same. You can see a long signal coming through here. We would target areas in which we would have take profits, so resistances or previous supports. We can see a bunch over here, so we would just set one up there. And then, yes, once we get into that trade, we would see another 13% gain from our entry point all the way up to our exit or our take profits. Now, what I would advise here for the maximum amount of money is to actually take your initial out on the first take profit hit. And then from that point, you're actually just going to leave some in until we hit this line here. Now, this line will actually be your stop loss as well once you enter the trade. This is just going to help you limit your loss, and you can always flip short when we do cross over that line. Now, this is obviously one of the best indicators out there. And out of 20 trades, you're probably going to hit roughly around 18 to 19 of those. And the reason why it is so profitable is because you are just going to hit those take profits and then you're going to wait for that trend to flip, and then bang, you're going to get a ridiculously long trend, particularly in bull markets or even bear markets. So getting started with this is super easy. Simply just press the link in the description, and then you're going to be greeted with this Telegram bot. What you're going to do is type in /start here, and then select a 99-day monthly plan. And then you basically just go ahead and use this for a month, following the signals. And then, yes, you could potentially get reliable results just like my editor does, and just like I do. Now, yes, this does work on the daily fantastically. You can just see if you were to get in on Bitcoin based on this signal right here at $11,000, you would have essentially gotten rich and gotten a beautiful short at $50,000 all the way back down to about 30K. So when we're talking about riding the swings and just compounding your money to make ridiculous amounts of cash, I mean, this is the ultimate strategy when you think about it. And all the results are right here on the chart. So when I told my editor about this, I just sat him down for 5 minutes like I'm doing with you. He essentially just started following the signals and making money, eventually quitting his job, becoming a professional trader. So if you guys want to do the same, then just click the link in the description, get started for super cheap, Because again, guys, $99 really isn't that much when you consider one trade here making you ridiculous amounts here. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be something you make your money back incredibly quickly, and then you just start compounding that. You get the lifetime subscription, and you're good to go from that point. So how do you get this thing to actually give you alerts? Well, if we open the actual bot here, we can see that yes, if we press these three dots and say add alert on the signaler, we can actually add an alert super easily here. All you got to do is basically just press create, and then whenever a signal comes through, it's going to alert you directly on TradingView. And this actually applies to your phone and your desktop as well. So if you are out and about with your friends and you get a signal on your phone, all you got to do is basically execute that trade, set up your take profit, and then just make money, watch that money roll in, watch that trade go. And then once that trade comes through on your phone, then yes, you basically set your stop loss, set your take profit, and you watch your money roll in. And guys, this is not a joke. This is exactly what I told my editor a year ago, and he joined the bandwagon, got the bot, and is making ridiculous money living his dream over here in Asia, just like me. If you guys want to do the same or a similar thing here, where you do want some passive income and you want your money to start compounding so you can leave your job and essentially just get rich and live wherever you want, definitely consider getting this signaler bot, because this is the best indicator that I have ever invested in, and it just continues to make me money every single Bitcoin cycle. So that's going to be it for this video. Check the signaler bot out in the description, and I will see you in the next one.